Greetings, H&H Land. We are here today with veteran H&H sales professional Mitt Barris. Mitt has been with H&H 14 and a half years longer than he thought he would.
For sure.
One look at him will tell you don't have to be a handsome man to sell H&H lights. But on a more serious note, Mitt is a top 10 producer year in and year out. So Mitt, what do you like most about working for H&H?
I like the attitude of the people that I work with and the people that I meet every day. I am under no pressure other than what I put on myself, and that was just the way that Al described it when I first started with you. Everybody at H&H has maintained the level of a wonderful attitude toward me and toward helping me, and I really appreciate the fact that it has been as you guys said it would be.
So Mitt, how do you feel about commission lighting sales when you started with H&H?
It was a good fit for me. I had just retired from teaching. I was in a situation where I could come to work for H&H, and whatever I produced was going to be a benefit to the company and to me. I was not going to be any major liability on them. I thought I'd last about maybe 2 weeks, and then decided that it really wasn't worth getting up every day and going out. And what I found out is it not only was worth getting up every day and going out, but the fact that I do keeps me busy, active, and I feel productive. So the commission sales was a real good fit in my case. I didn't feel like I was going to be a drag on the company.
So Mitt, how has the training and support helped your career with H&H?
I wouldn't have made it past that 2 weeks without the trainer, who handled me extremely well. Never demanded anything, always was very positive. When I did something sort of silly, he'd say to me, "Now, why did you do that?" And it was always a very relaxed and mutual concern for him and he for me, both in the sales and as just human beings. The other thing is that around here, I am right at the office, and I get the same information everybody else gets, but I have the advantage of knowing that I can call and ask, which everyone can do, but it's easier for me because I'm here.
So what techniques and tools do you use to keep yourself organized?
On a nightly basis, I'll go through the list of what I anticipate doing the next day. I'll try to keep it down to where I don't put a lot of miles on the car between customers, but I do not work in an area that is conducive to just going, parking your car, and hitting the street. Peoria is that way, and that's part of what I work. Pekin is sort of that way. Most of the places that I do work, I have to travel a little distance between, maybe 5, 6, 7 blocks to get from a place to another that is likely to have a couple of 3 options who might buy lights from me. The fact that if I am in one place and I come out of the door having had success or not, I do look to the left and to the right and across the street to see if there's a place I have not been and that I should go, or even if it's a place I have been and feel like they might have changed their mind as to what they might need, I can stop there, and I do.
So when you demo our Vitec 93 Plus, the brightest lighting product made, what kind of reaction do you receive from a new customer?
It has run more of a gamut than you might think. 75, 80%, maybe more than that. You pop a couple of our lights. Back when I first started, we were taking out T12s and putting in 2 of ours, and they were so much brighter, both in appearance and actually what they did down on the tabletop. And there would be an oh wow factor. I know you could tell, even if the customer was trying to be very cool about it, it was like he sort of had just seen the car that he'd wanted since he was 17 years old, now could afford, and he was finally going to get a chance to have it. Other times it's been, I can't stand those. They're way too bright for me. They don't fit the image I want to present. And that's when you don't argue with them and just thank them for their time. But the vast majority of the time, people are used to sitting around and cool whites, and they see what's happening down on the table. The other side of it is that initial reaction has to be embellished with giving them a few pieces of information that they will, or you think that they will remember, I think they will remember, and help them to understand what makes the light as bright as it is. A good example of that, and all of the people who are out there can have the same thing, which they'll have to produce for themselves. God has helped me have white hair. And I'm sitting under some Vitek 93 pluses right now, and what you see is what the people see as I walk in the door. After I once get in their place, my hair in that cool white or warm white or even a 5,000 Kelvin light, usually because of the CRI on those things, looks sort of yellow. And it makes an easy way to demonstrate the color of the lights. I didn't think about that. It happened to me at a beauty salon that I ended up not selling over in Pekin, Illinois. When I walked away from a fixture that I had just filled, the lady said, "Go back there. Go back there and stand." And I did. And she called one of the other hairdressers over, and then she said, "Walk on over to the other side." And I did, and the lady said, "Oh my God, he's got yellow hair over there." And that has made a big difference. CRI isn't something that's easy to explain to people, but if you have a way of showing them what a difference it makes in what their product looks like when they're under the Vitek versus under that yellow light, the only person who's going to want the yellow light is the one who thinks that that soft nature of the color is what they need as the ambience for their business. And when they decide they want that, that's when you sell it to them.
Well, lastly, Mitt, we are so blessed to have you part of the H&H family. What advice can you give to a new H&H employee?
Years ago, when we were doing this at a meeting, I said, there's one piece of advice I'll give to all you old people here who have been here longer than I have, and it's F you. And they looked at me really funny. And then I said, follow up. It's too easy to walk away and never go back. And the same applies to people we've sold to. Sometimes we don't get back and see them often enough, even if it's only once every 2, 3, 4 months. You've got to keep your face in front of them. I've had people who were trying to get into a customer of mine tell them that I had died, which is totally reasonable. I'm 74 years old. But I walked into this one guy and said, "My God, you're dead." And I thought, no, I may appear to be dead, but I'm not dead. You have to keep yourself in front of them. And I have a customer here in town, the Paradise Hotel. That was about 3.5, almost 4 years of going back and back and back before I finally hit with the right person. Does it always work? No. Is it a waste of time? No. The other thing is, when you're out in the street and you go past a store that you haven't been in, or a shop you haven't been in, and you've looked at it and thought, oh, they would never buy lights, that's when you turn around and go in and see. The theory is, if I say the customer is not going to buy, I am saying no for him. If I don't do that, I'm giving him a chance to say yes.
Well, thank you very much for everything that you do, Mitt, and we appreciate your time.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. I hope this helps you. I'm easy to get in touch with. Just call the office and ask them for my number.